Come with me, so I'll show you everything I do on set. So I landed in Kenya and we're going there to shoot Professor Suddenly. Got to Kenya and settled in, and almost immediately we got to working. So we shot this scene. If you remember in the movie where Minister James was singing a song, I was behind the scene working, producing, and basically directing with the cinematographer as well, because of course I couldn't be in church. Then up next we came home to take some home scenes. We planned the production, set up, made sure everything was well executed. That was the scene where Bishop Basil and his workers were trying to get James down. Went out for lunch with Reverend Eva. Had a nice time, nice food as well. So I got to try everything I saw, because we just came and it was work. So this was something relaxing, just a nice outdoor lunch meeting. And we left. We went all the way home to continue shooting, of course. So because I had nothing to shoot here, I was just a production manager, just managing the production and making sure that everything was going as planned. I had my script in my hand and just following up on everybody. Don't mind me, I like to have so much fun. This was an outdoor shoot, or rather we took an angle where Basil was making his phone call. So on this day we're about to go out to shoot in another location, and as a production manager I had our costumes packed. I studied the script in-depthly. That was my script breakdown just beside the table, and to make sure that we won't forget any single thing, I went through the whole line, all the props. I gathered everything. I made sure we had everything with us. This is important because this is Kenya and we're going very far into Nairobi. It would be very impossible to start coming back to Moringa County just because we left something behind. So I had to make sure every single thing was packed and ready. I went over my script and my list a billion times, no cap. I went over it a billion times, because from experience, if you leave something behind, everything is important. So if something gets left behind, it will really backfire. So I had to keep going over and over and over and just asking questions. Have we done this? Get this packed, get that packed, to the point where I think we're solid enough. So this was me arranging Minister James's costume, that's my reverend's costume, just getting it packed. And this was after I had sorted it out anyway. So everything was set. I just took a selfie, and that was that. So here I figured that some things were changed, because when I finish sorting things out, I go and have a conversation with my reverend, that's Mr. Windows, and I had to sort out some things. So all packed, all set, all done, and ready to travel all the way. That was like a 2-hour drive, if I'm not mistaken. The entire crew was set. Just the way I was planning for costume and props, doing was planning for other things. So we're all set, crew members on ground, everything packed into the car, and we're just waiting to take off, basically. Notwithstanding, I had to play a little bit. I loved this dog so much. He was so cool to be with. So we set out to go to Nairobi, went to the first location, and it was so pretty. We were able to see the entire landscape, like the country. It was such a nice view. We got to settling in, and just making sure that we knew where we would shoot what, because even after all the planning, I had to go meet the cinematographer to explain that I want this shot here, I want this shot here. And so we settled in and started getting ready. That's Bishop Basil, Minister James, getting ready for their first scene in this particular location. So I had to be taken behind the scene, because most times, most of you don't know what I do behind the scene. It just looks like I just jump in front of the camera and become a celebrity, or just start shooting Miokukusheshe. No, I manage production most of the times. Most of the times I manage production. nothing to see here. Just observing my environment. They were rehearsing their lines anyway, just to get used to it. I'm always talking in production, always making sure everything is set and ready. Yeah, so when I'm not in front of the camera, I'm definitely behind it. Sometimes when I'm in front of it, I'm still behind it because the script is in my head and I don't want any mistakes. So we got to shooting. Remember the scene where Minister James's glory was trapped? Yes, I was just behind there managing that. So I really loved this scene because I got to play a lot. It was so funny to shoot. I got to play a whole lot. So I got to give in lines and I listened and monitored sound because too much experience on set. That's how people become producers and directors because you have worked on too many jobs. So I had to make sure the sound was good. Then tell him how to regulate some things because I've also worked sound just a bit. So we got to shooting these different angles. Different angles tell the story better. Not just setting the camera and just sticking everything straight up. So we had different angles. This means a lot of retakes. So this is the scene where Mr. James was telling Bazu's assistant that he needed his pay. He's a Ninja boy. Remember that scene? So this is what was happening there. And we shot it in the other room just beside Bishop Bazu's office. So I made sure that all the props for this scene were gotten. And in no time that was done. And I started packing. I packed up Mr. James's costume because I had to manage his costume, of course. Why not? Then I went through my list again to make sure we left nothing out. No stone unturned. Everything done. All the scenes done because we've had times where we leave a location and we didn't get to shoot one thing. So we went to another location. This is an hotel where Minister James's spirit left his body, where he received a phone call from his friend and all that. I had to edit this. I had to put this picture in picture, like an overlay, so we can use it for this scene. Remember when Bazu called James to tell me about the girls? So we did all that. We shot all that. We shot all day and all night, and we were done. And I was packing costumes again, just to make sure nothing gets left behind, especially costumes for Mr. James. Because I was in charge, costume for my reverend, I was in charge of that. So as usual, I got out my list to make sure we left no scene undone, everything done. Got back to my apartment and I was exhausted. This was like 5-6 a.m. in the morning. So up next, I think the next day we went to shoot my shrine scene. That's Miokukusheshe's shrine scene. All this while I had not shot. So this was the first time I was shooting. I was just managing production. So this was the first time I was in front of the camera. I got my makeup done. I've forgotten this lady's name, but she was so lovely and so friendly and so Kenyan. Makeup done. Scary as it should. I wore my wig. I had braids under this wig, so it was a bit of a challenge, but I was able to adjust and just fix it up. So after getting ready, I went to the shrine and my reverend was telling me what to do, or telling Bazu what to do. It was a long shot, a very long one. So we also continued shooting and shooting. These things take hours. You literally get so exhausted and you'll only be moving by the grace of God. I swear, I can guarantee that it was only by God's grace. So we had our director, my reverend, Mr. Winlows, like some of you like to call him, Reverend O'Hays, and Bishop Bazu. So he was directing, telling us what to do, how to get the sets done. This shrine had to be shrining. So he just basically directed us on what to do, where to put what, how to do this and that. And that's what he does. So he's always behind the scene, making everything happen. And me, I was just there feeling pretty because this is my office though. MK has to look sharp. MK has to look fine. So I started memorizing my lines, getting them very familiar, rehearsing how to get the money to appear, if you remember that scene very well. So wonderful. Yeah, so more shooting, and this was how I got wind. Apparently Kenya they don't do industrial fans like Nigeria. They have constant power, so they have ACs and stuff. It was so difficult getting a fan, so we had to improvise. They had to fan me into the mood. It was working. I can't even lie, it was working, because when you saw it in the movie, you would never have known that I had two guys being my human industrial fans. So I always look excited when I'm filming because I love my job so much. I really love my job. I cannot lie, it is exhausting, especially when I have to be I have to manage production and act all at the same time. But it is so lovely, always lovely experience. Like, it is sweet stress, just like I call it, very sweet stress. So continued shot Bishop Bazu. Bishop Bazu was so good at his role. That's Bishop John C.W. So good at his role. It was minimal stress and minimal directing. When a character embraces their role and becomes one with the character, it's quite easy. So we're done. I cannot put everything in this video, and straight to Nigeria. We got to Rwanda first, and then we moved from Rwanda to Nigeria. It was a very fun flight because we had no burden. The Kenyan burden, the shoes, everything had left our chest. So back to Nigeria, and I had to continue shooting in Nigeria. This was my first shot as I came to Nigeria. So this was the scene where Miokukusheshe killed Nurse Eki. So I would have left the audio here, but I don't have that luxury. She was Eki made a mistake and didn't kill the child she was asked to kill. Eki is a nurse who got defeated by a spiritual doctor. So it's always fun on set. I cannot even lie. Always fun. Always fun on set. So we get to play, we get to laugh, we get to rehearse our lines, and we get to deliver, most importantly.
Your life will go instead. I'm sorry.
No worries, don't even do a close up.
You're dying now.
Just beg and die.
Okay, I should still do it. I would have continued acting. Yes, please! Please! Please!
Anima, what the Lord has done for you.
Praise the Lord.
So this was another take. This was we used Devotees Church here. This is my church, and this is the scene where Miokukusheshe got James trapped in the other world before Apostle set him free. Yeah, so I was just lying down, completely exhausted. We shot overnight. We started by 10, and I think we were done by 4 the next morning. Just finished shooting so many scenes. We started shooting I think 10.
I said you are this guy.
God. Making is not being so. Next, we had to shoot the audition scene. You remember this red dress, Natasha from Rivers State. We shot the audition scene, yes. I love you, Lord. I love you, Lord. Next was the bedroom scene with Minister James, where Miokukusheshe tried once again, but it didn't work.
It's a picture up for you.
But this was apparently my last scene at that time.
I'm so happy, guys. Did you let me do that scene?
Yes, she's a rap for you.
I just want to thank God, all glory to God, thank God to my reverend, thanks God to my first lady, my family.
So after that, we had to go check out another location. Pastor Lawrence Oyo was coming, and this was Edo Creative Hubs. We needed to check if it was okay for us to shoot so many other scenes. So I was just vibing with our cinematographer. Please don't mind me. I play too much for my own good. I play too much. But yeah, what is over seriousness for?
Tell us your name and what the Lord has done for you.
That's how we make movie, make magic. What the Lord has done for me. What do you want to say God has done for me now? What has He not done?
Okay, it's what he has not done.
So we'll move to the next location to take Pastor Lawrence Oyerson with his mother, if you remember. Yeah.
You're happy or not?
Happy! Amazing production.
So next we got ready. That was the end anyway. We had other scenes, but that was basically the end. In between, I had to shoot my own movie. Oh my god, I cannot imagine the stress. But after that, I think it was all good, all vibes, and we just had to wait till the photo shoot to take the cover photos. We had so many other things we added to Professor Ordinary, but I didn't make videos of them. He's our photographer, the Windows official photographer, getting me ready for my photo shoot for our cover. There you go. Lovely, isn't it? And there you go. After the flyer was done. Thanks for watching. Bye.